Oh, there it is.
The intro is playing over on his side, and I don't know how any. I don't know if you're on the F3 site. Post in there if you can hear our audio.
All right, hold on. I don't know if it's going to kick me out or not. Hold on.
I don't know if anybody can hear us over there or not. I don't hear anything. Well, as typical, um, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you, but Stan was unable to. All right, let me do this. All right, guys, I don't know what the problem is. Stan logged into the MSG Retired channel, no issues whatsoever, and cannot get onto the live stream on F3. So I don't know what we can do. I can't stream snipe the YouTube because then we'll have the ever ending echo. I tried to do this. As you can see, this is like completely fucked up now, but you can't hear Stan.
Can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear Stan at all? I don't think so.
God damn it.
Every time I go over there, there's always something fucked up that doesn't work. I don't know why. Yeah, you can hear him over here, Nomad, but can't hear him over there. I'm going to just end the stream over there. Go over to the MSG Retired site for the live Throat Punch Thursday.
Going back home, where we belong.
How did it go? Thumbs down. My guest could not log in. And I'm just closing that because I don't even want to look at it.
That's that bad, huh?
And I don't know why it was trying to make you log in.
It did. It kept making it, and it would boot me back out too. It said to keep the host, in order to keep it secure, the host wants you to log in through YouTube, and yours didn't. Yours like instant popped right up. I logged in.
All right, so they changed their settings somewhere, and I don't know how to change it. But all right,
that third link you gave me, I hit it, no issues whatsoever.
Perfect. Yeah, the first two were over there, and this one's over here. So, guys, sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and play the band. I'm gonna play my intro over here now, since I played it over there. And what's really cool is you can set that up to automatically do it.
But, fucking Wings is like, do better.
Yeah. Better. All right, here we go.
So I met this chick at the bar.
Yeah?
Oh, she was hot. She was just like, hey,
man,
you just want to
awesome.
pop? And I was like, yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
CIB.
Oh.
Hey, where'd you earn that CIB at?
The PX? What? It's not stolen valor. I bought it with my. Oh!
Well, there you go, guys.
For the record, hippie, I'm not tech savvy. All right, I have a CNC down because of a tower issue, so it's not my fault.
And I'm sitting here eating a fucking cookie and drinking my coffee. Yeah, I wanted to get Stan on because we have actually met in real time at this point.
We did actually.
It was pretty cool to do. He was driving by and going to deliver something and hit me up, and I said, "Yeah, man, we'll go have some breakfast," and that's what we did.
It was a good breakfast. For a Massachusetts breakfast, it was actually really good. I'll have to admit.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Um,
come on down to
Come
New York
on.
for a better breakfast.
You can't beat steak tips and eggs.
In the morning, and they were good steak tips. I'll have to admit they were good. A good helping of potatoes. Coffee was good. It was good.
It was. And Carl's Diner is well renowned in Central Mass. Let me see if I can bring up their website.
And it was small
Show
for a
that.
diner. It was small, as far as like seating goes, but it was packed with people in and out all the time.
Yeah, they had some seating in the back too, but for the most part.
G2, I love the tip, but your tip, especially your tip,
Oh, for fuck's
droned me
sake.
all day long there.
Get a room. There you go. There you go. Carl's Oxford Diner. He's got a bus that's done up like this car too. It's pink and it's got Oxford Diner. It's got the pig nose on it and stuff. But yeah,
It was a good breakfast. It was really good.
It was. It was excellent. And I got some of his wood here.
Yeah, look at that.
So hey, if anybody wants a cutting board, let me tell you what. This thing is freaking awesome.
And that is
Amazing.
maple and walnut.
It is like harder than my head, which is hard to do. Beautiful craftsmanship, beautiful edges on it. I mean, everything is really nice. So hit stand up for that. And you should have seen the harp that he was delivering to Shiz. It was just amazing. The craftsmanship and the woodworking and all that. It was beautiful. But
that was solid cherry with a sycamore inlay for the soundboard.
But I figured we'd talk a little bit since we've actually met in person. I said, well, I'll have Stan on this month. I'm only doing this once a month, first Thursday of the month. Just because I got way too much other shit going on, and I can't get people to want to come on and talk about the military service. Stan doesn't mind. And we've actually met in person. So now Stan knows that I'm a little short, fat fuck.
Short is an understatement. should have seen his feet. Tiny.
I got little tiny feet. I look like a butt plug. I'm shaped like a butt plug. And
butt plug, huh? Dude, you were like towering outside the diner. I get out of the car like, holy shit, dude.
Well, according to Todd.
Yeah, well, when you're looking up at the world constantly, everything looks enormous to him, Fucking guy.
He's a mess. On a Stolen Valor note, there was a Jeremy DeWitt sighting. I'll play that video for you. I had a Jeremy DeWitt. Do you know who Jeremy DeWitt is?
I know who Jeremy DeWitt is. He is your Stolen Valor, like, don't know the term, but he's the most notorious,
He is. He was the fake cop, Stolen Valor scumbag.
Funeral escort expose. He's done it all in Florida.
I don't know what my wife's. I'm not saying much about me. What?
You're not saying much about your wife with your description of yourself. My taste in men.
Oh. Not sure where that was going to go, but
You know.
Ignore it, aren't you?
I'm going to ignore it. You're right. Here was the Jeremy DeWitt sighting today.
Major Jeremy DeWitt. There he, and he's on a recon team. Wow. Wow. I don't know why I can't snap to him. There we go. He must have been dead. So
Oh God.
yeah. So there he is.
See, it says right there,
Let's
Ally
see what
spotter,
kind of,
Major Jeremy DeWitt.
Combat prowess he actually has. Put up his OP. And he got this is hilarious. This is freaking hilarious. So, if you play Hell Let Loose, you never know who you're going to see out there.
That's
Now,
true.
I don't know if Major DeWitt is allowed to play from his prison cell, but yeah, it's pretty insane. I'm just gonna get over here somewhere and just get low. But I thought
So these
that
are the
was
kind of
freaking
games I play,
crazy.
unlike the
that
magic potion card shit.
right there. Should I?
Well, look,
I don't know what the fuck that is he plays, but
No,
To
I
be
can't
fair,
tell.
Todd would have
He did
flashbacks
anyway.
with that
But,
Garand right there.
that's hilarious.
Okay,
All right,
that's
guys.
a sniper rifle. That's why Todd can't play that game.
what sniper rifle?
Oh, that M1 Garand that he had. He claimed he did sniper training somewheres with that in the 90s.
Really?
Dirty hippie, the skin fluid probably. Other than that, I don't know. Fucking hippie.
Yes, Motor One is still locked up. There's a couple of sites that are doing a lot with him, and I guess he just pled guilty to his federal charges for the tax evasion stuff, falsifying a tax return, and a bunch of other stuff. And he still has other felonies coming up with the whole insurance fraud and orchestrating a motor vehicle accident and a bunch of other shit. So. Yeah, but I just checked. He's still locked up in Osceola County, Florida. If you check their inmate database, he is still there.
He's going to be there a while.
Yeah,
Got
I
no
don't think.
charges like that. Fuck him.
Yeah, depending on what he gets for federal charges, they may move him to a prison rather than just a county jail.
County jail, yeah.
Usually, county jails, it's 5 years or less. You can spend at a county jail, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. No option to be the battalion cadence caller. Yeah, sometimes. Right. Yeah.
Now that would be a game. Can I be the cadence caller for the battalion? Look, I remember doing battalion runs. Everybody hated them because they always had the accordion effect.
Oh yeah,
You know,
battalion
the
runs at
units in the
Fort
front
Bragg.
would start speeding up, then slow down and speed up. Well, we would take the guidon and run around the fucking battalion. You know, fuck trying to call cadence. Let's see you run a guidon around a battalion.
I tried doing that once.
It's a bitch because then you
Yeah.
got to bring it back. Done it once.
Yeah, it doesn't usually work out too well, and you almost die.
Yes.
So, just something to remember. But I finally got that pen working okay.
Did you? I'm sorry about that. The damn
No,
tip.
no. Yeah, this is something else. This is these right here are all solid wood,
Yes.
little pieces here. So yeah, Stan's a pretty talented guy.
Yeah, Josh. Me and my no skills. Skills.
What was Josh saying? You didn't have any skills?
He hit the wrong
Yeah, no.
drop one night. He's like, no skills, Stanley, and it kind of stuck.
Oh, yeah, like he's got room to talk.
Well,
My God. And then, of course, we got Kaiser. Now, Kaiser, this is hilarious. I watched some of Shiz's stuff last night where she replayed a deleted live. And what I
Yeah.
found very interesting about that whole thing was now he's trying to spin the whole thing as he admitted to not having a daughter, finally.
Finally.
Yeah, I saw that in there. I don't know if that was the deleted one or just one of the clips they played, but he actually admitted that he does not have a daughter. Even though for a couple of years he was trying to get people to donate shit for her birthday. But he said he made up a character.
Yeah, it's all a
It's all a
show
character.
for the show.
He says character.
I can make them. I can make charcuterie boards for him and call it a charter.
Well, it's also called stolen valor when you're making that character up to attempt to garner admiration and benefits from people by them donating to you on your
Absolutely.
YouTube channel.
When you're literally telling people, not just like the staff sergeant, that's who gives a shit about that. It's the two Purple Hearts with the blown up Humvee story that, like, wait a minute, hold up. Then been not just blown up, but shot, frag in his back. Well, how many injuries do you have, Rambo? I mean, just come on, dude. And again, just any normal military pogue, such as myself. I was a pogue. I was nothing high speed. I just drove a dozer and a backhoe. That's all I did. Joey Simpson and I had the same MOS, so he can attest. We're nothing special. And you can stand back and be like, this, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened to him at base. Well, the first time there was speculation that he got stung by a bee, had an allergic reaction, and they put him out. Which you can't have an allergy for bee stings.
Or be a diabetic. You can't be a diabetic
can't be a diabetic prior to completing basic AIT. If it happens after that, if you're a permanent party at a duty station, different story.
Yep.
But those are predetermined things that will keep you from staying in the military before you reach that point.
Well, we discussed it, over breakfast. He failed my basic training. He went in 2 years after I did. 98. It wasn't that hard. The hardest part of Leonard Wood's PT, anyways, was Space Mountain. It was a huge ass mountain with a steep ingrate. It was behind the AIT barracks. Other than that, it wasn't that hard of a basic. I mean, you had your nurses go there, your MPs, your combat engineers, but they had their own separate basic. It was like infantry basic, where, you were there for basic training at AIT, the same company. It wasn't like, well, I finished my basic training, then I go to AIT, and to listen to him, be all hardcore. And I'm like, dude, you failed not once, but twice my basic training. It's stupid.
Grumpy Vet said he went in at 99 with a bee sting allergy. It's unusual. unless you didn't check it off in your at your MEPS physical. If you told them you didn't have any allergies, but
You know, and like
usually
you said, it's
those things almost immediately, or they gave you a waiver.
you know, and again, listening to him, well, even Todd, you know, I've discussed it with Josh and even you a little bit. It's like they always have the hardcore stories, you know, the most elaborate mission stories out there to tell everybody, but they don't tell you the late nights at the motor pool to get a fucking 5-ton up because you got to grease the fifth wheel, otherwise it's deadline tomorrow, you know, or repacking bearings back in the day by hand, or changing out tires by hand, field, you know, out in the field style, you know, stupid stuff like that that they don't talk about. Like everybody from a private to a specialist has to do.
Yeah, I guess Grumpy Vet, he said he had a red dog tag, carried an EpiPen.
Well,
Probably
I
not.
had a heart.
Probably not combat deployable because you're not going to be around where you can, get the additional treatment. An EpiPen gives you the epinephrine, which gives you enough to get to where you can get the rest of the meds, the Benadryl and that stuff.
Well, I remember I went in with like a heart condition. You know, it was on my medical record as a kid, as a baby, like a heart murmur. And I went through MAPS. They checked me out, didn't hear it. But throughout training, I had a blue tag around my, your earplug case. You know, it's always on your pocket for, throughout training. But then after that, it was done, you know.
Yeah, Woodrow, a Dr. Light can fix anything, especially a broken leg. A broken leg after an RPG hitting the grill.
No, because like I said, I got out in 2000, but we had like combat lifesavers. Would Kaiser have had a combat lifesaver with him on patrol if he got hit by an RPG?
Almost everybody in my platoon was a combat lifesaver.
Yeah, my squad had two that we had in Korea.
Well, we had a medic, and then everybody else was able to go through the combat lifesaver course.
Okay. See, but again, it was the 90s, so we weren't prepared for combat like that. But yeah, we had two in a squad. I remember that, and just thinking about that, if you're on patrol like that in a combat area, you'd have to have a medic or at least a combat lifesaver with a bag on him, He didn't even mention a combat lifesaver after being hit with an RPG, now that I think about it.
No, I think I might have had maybe a half a dozen soldiers in the platoon that were not combat lifesavers. So everybody had the little CLS bags with the IVs and all that shit in it. So
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's those fine details that you try to remember, and you're like, wait a minute, that it doesn't make sense, And again, I'm just a pope. We did missions and shit like that. I was a 249 gunner and a manpack carrier in Korea. I remember that, having to walk around with a stupid radio with the flipping 7-foot tall antenna. Hated that thing.
what's G2 saying?
Oh, who knows?
Stan, shit up. Shit
I'll
up
probably
until
shut up.
staff sergeant. I don't know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I got to meet G2 when I was down there with Josh and Wally. And I'll tell you, that dude is a cool, silent professional. I'll tell you, he's a pretty cool dude. The other two knuckleheads, G2's a pretty cool dude. I'll little heart for you, G.
Oh, I don't, because I wasn't sure what he was trying to say. Was he trying to pack your shit or what?
Who knows? But I think, like I said, you know, I know for a fact I've packed a lot of front wheel bearings by hand, and I hated it. You know, and you'd be like, the animosity between a mechanic and operator, you could cut with a knife. You know, it's that thick because it's always operator error or it's always the operator's fault. But you're like, dude, it's broke. You know, this thing, it's broke. You know, and the mechanic's like, well, we got a deadline, so we got to get up and running before 7 o'clock tomorrow. The thing ain't gonna move for another week. Who cares? You know, it's stupid when it comes to motor pool crap.
Yeah, motor pool shit. I mean, my guys used to. When we were over in Iraq, I bought a bunch of blue Loctite online and had it shipped to me because the prop shafts on the front of the fucking Humvees were falling out because of the extra weight from the added on armor. Nobody took into account for shit like
Yeah.
that. And because of all the extra weight and the extra stress it was putting on the drivetrain, shit was coming loose and I mean, we'd be going down the road and one of my trucks would have one of the jack shafts fall out and go bouncing down the road.
Well, that was the thing. Like, we did my engineer unit at Fort Sill was based, and I told you the other day, it was based out of Hood. Well, we did a convoy from Fort Sill to Fort Hood. It's only supposed to take like 12 hours, right? It took almost 24. We barely left the back gate of Fort Sill and we had a breakdown. So now we're like, well, what do you do? Try fixing it on the road. Didn't work. Hooked up the back of the the Hemet, keep traveling, right? Keep trucking. About an hour and a half into the convoy, another breakdown happens because you PMCS it and you turn it on and run it around the motor pool once doesn't mean it's in working condition. You still got to go out and work this stupid stuff, you know. And it was amazing how quick, you know, if we were at war, you know, at that time, we'd be screwed. You know, stuck on the side of a road somewhere for hours.
Yeah, it's what we did was we got 12.716 wrenches. I ordered a bunch of those online and had them shipped over. And you know, all my drivers had them. So every day before they go out, they get under there and check the bolts on the jack shafts at the transmission or at the differential on the Humvees.
Hey, Chino.
Make sure everything's tight.
You do. Well, I don't know how it is now. Again, I've been out for a long ass time, but like, I remember if it dripped, you know, it was a level 3 drip, oil leak. Anyways, it was deadline. Well, every hydraulic coupling on a C-track leaked. It didn't matter what it was. It always leaked. You're supposed to deadline it, you know. And after a while, I just wrapped a rag around it and be like, it's good to go.
Yeah, Grumpy Vet, the 1114s. And then we went to the 151s, the 1151s. Those were, the 1151s were actually built up armored. The 1114s were converted to up armored. They had kits that converted the Humvees over to up armored Humvees. And those were the 1114s. Non-turbocharged, couldn't get out of its own fucking way if you dropped it out of a C-130. So, yeah. But Kaiser could go 70 miles an hour in one.
Yeah. And up armored Humvee. That's that right there. I was like, I remember, well, you were in Korea. You know, you had MSR-1, which is the main highway throughout country. And we would do convoys and missions from Humphreys to Tom and Jerry. And we would have our Humvee screaming down MSR-1. We never got it to 70 miles an hour. And that was just a normal 4-door Humvee. You know, it wasn't up armored. There's no way in hell you got that thing at 70 miles an hour.
But it was a character.
Yeah.
Character.
Now a year and a half later, after it's all been exposed, oh, well, sorry, guys. I was just playing a character online for clicks and views and, grift money. And I think that's what irritates me about this whole community crap that everybody rags on is, sorry, Chris, but I'm going to say it. If you're here, great. If not, I don't give a shit. Like, everybody rags on Chris Ryder for grifting, asking for money and GoFundMe money and all this other bullshit. But yet, Wrangler does it just as he does it, but just not as good. So it's almost like he's jealous that Chris has a better lying game while Kaiser literally lies but can't get money off it. That's how I look at it. It's again, if you're going to go out and tell stories without even a remote ounce of truth behind it, but yet you're ragging on a dude that just needs legal, he's a liar, but he needs legal funds. Who's the bigger grifter here? That's how I look at it.
Yep. And he's always saying stuff about not creating your content. He doesn't create any of his.
Exactly. If you created better content, what? By slandering people, lying about people, being vulgar, I guess that's content. But other than that, dude, you literally take everybody else's and you live stream it. That's what he does. That's not making content.
Vestige of Peace is saying that he's doing a GoFundMe right now because he lost his grocery bags yesterday off the bus. I'm not sure who that is.
What?
I don't know if that's Chris or if that's Wrangler or who it. Well, it's not Wrangler. He doesn't go out of the house.
That sounds like a troll.
Yeah, it's definitely not Wrangler because he doesn't leave the house.
Well, we had the discussion with Shiz. It's like I don't think he can. With being having seizures, I don't think he can drive. Even under controlled seizures, and obviously they're not controlled because 6 months ago he was hitting his face on a fence and on a coffee table. I don't think he can drive. I'll tell you this much: he's definitely not in a machine shop as an operator with seizures. I'll tell you that much. There's no way in hell it's a liability.
Well, if he was, he'd be like this. Wouldn't have any fingers.
And that's the thing. It's like listening to him, last year, last summer, going on to how he was a gunsmith and a machinist. And you mean to tell me you're in Heartland, Texas, right? And you're a gunsmith. You should be busy, dude. You don't have time to be on YouTube constantly. You are going to be busy if you're in Heartland, Texas. That's gun country as a gunsmith. If you know what you're doing, and there's no way.
That was Michael Wyatt that lost his groceries.
Oh,
I don't think Michael really needs a reason to grift and do a GoFundMe. I think he just does it just because. Let's see what else we got in the chat going on. Todd hates Kaiser now only because Kaiser gets thanked for his service more. That is funny.
I don't want to say too much about Todd because he just likes to go off the deep end on everything. But the dude literally, if it's not about Todd, he gets upset. Let's put it that way. I was listening to like the whole boot prior to this, and yeah, he gets on panel and he's trashing the F3 crew. And I'm like, so what, dude? You trash everybody else. So what's fair is fair.
He loves to talk shit about me.
I know you're MSG retarded.
Well, I ignore him 99% of the time. I will mention him when I'm live or whatever, only because I think it's funny and it triggers him. What was his last thing? Something about my dick doesn't work or something because you never had kids.
You're an incel because you didn't have children. Guess what? I don't have any kids. It just sometimes doesn't fucking happen. Who gives a shit?
Well, if I did have children and I did have a boy and he was gay, I would embrace him, unlike Todd,
Yeah,
who had
that's the
shunned his
thing.
gay son. But
It's easy to throw shade at people for not having kids while being a fucked up dad with your kid. So yeah, whatever, dude. You're doing such
you
a
know,
bang up job as a dad. I'll stick
the way
with
the
not being
country
a
is
dad.
nowadays, I'm glad that we never had children.
Yeah, like I said, not everyone wants children. Like Jenny said, I don't have any kids. Not that I didn't want kids; it just didn't happen. Who gives a shit?
That's
It
what happened
happened.
with us. It's not that
You
we
know.
didn't practice a lot.
It just doesn't fucking happen. Who gives a shit?
Todd. He's so much fun to make fun. Man,
That's
I tell you, the pictures that they had, he is a fat wad, isn't he?
I see. I haven't seen him. That's the thing. I've been too
Oh
busy.
shit.
She was telling me that he's got some man boobs going.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's shaped like a butt plug.
Well, that's my beeping.
It's unbelievable. But they
Well,
they showed some pictures of him, and I think moobs. I think he's just as big around as he is tall.
that's the thing. You met me. I'm 5'8". I'm short, but I sure as hell ain't fat. I'll tell you that much.
No, you're not.
I got a little gut, but I ain't fucking fat. I'll tell you that. My calves are about as big as your head, though.
No, and I didn't. I thought you were taller than that.
No, I'm short. I'm 5'8". I'm actually about 190. I'm trying to get back to 210. That's my goal for weight.
Yeah,
I'm a
just,
short dude.
I'm just shy of 6 foot, and I'm 200 pounds,
All right.
give or take, anywhere from 195 to 200. I
Yeah.
fluctuate right in there, which is a good weight for me.
See, that's where like 210 is like optimal for me. But I've been losing weight now. I'm trying to. It's mainly muscle mass is what I'm trying to get back up to.
Grumpy, hey, Master, can I say I'm Navy because we were awarded the U.S. Navy Unit Commendation, or is that stolen valor?
I'm just gonna put it this way,
I don't care what you say.
Grumpy. Who would want to acknowledge being in the Navy?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play
I'm
Navy
gonna
when I was
throw
a
that
kid
out
growing
there.
up.
Since you're bringing up Navy shit, who wants to say they're in the Navy?
Village people. But yeah, I didn't play Navy when I was growing up. I always played Army.
What is that? Yeah, we always did Army or war, not I'm going to be a seaman and shoot boats and shit.
What's hippie saying? My
Something
understanding.
about
Wait a minute. I got to start highlighting some of these because they're pretty funny.
something about a butt plug.
Look at the tip. So yes, Stan packs just enough wood. Okay.
If you must.
Oh, the chat, as always, out of control, but it is the best chat on the internet by far. By far.
For the record, I've got a pile of lumber here. I'm trying. That's why I'm downstairs in my non-existent home that I am. Trying to sort this out so I can use this up because I have literally a pile of oak out in the yard that I purchased 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying to get that taken care of.
So you're gonna try. You're gonna try and get that undercover before weather moves in.
It's right now it's under a tarp, but yes, like right now I've got 2 end tables milled out, ready to put together. It's too much. To be honest with you, Top, I've got too much lumber. I never thought I would say such a thing, but yeah, I've got too much lumber. Yeah, the picture I showed there in Discord, that was 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Like I said, I've got one end table. I've got other projects. But again, when you're one person, you're like, what do you do? And make harps for people, whatever.
Yeah, these things are. This thing's gorgeous.
Who is that?
Double D.
Double D. If you're in Discord, you can contact me in Discord.
All the edges are really nice and rounded, and everything is just really precise. It's really nice.
Yeah, the round over. That's I usually use an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch round over. You got to break the edges, and that's the easiest way to do it. Normally I put a juice groove in, but that's more like like a butcher block almost. So with a butcher block, you're not putting a juice groove in. It takes away from it. So
Thanks, Hippie. But the problem is they changed settings over there, so Stan couldn't get on. That's why we had to jump back over to my channel. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but I couldn't figure it out. So, and then I tried to do the screen share to the whatever, but there was no audio going through. And yeah, dirty hippie, they're idiots. Well, I can understand why you would set security to where people have to be logged in. So maybe you have to have a StreamYard account and be logged into StreamYard to be able to use theirs. I don't know. Yeah.
Like I said, I tried twice, 2 different links, kept booting me back to the login screen. Then you posted a third one, and it worked fine. So it's not on my end.
No, he's
no
upstate New York.
I live in the great state, the best state of New York.
Wow. He lives in New York, but he lives in the other New York. He doesn't live.
Yeah, upstate New York, not New York City. I live in upstate New York.
And the funny thing is, we were talking while we were having breakfast. There's a little bread and I can't say it again.
Bread and breakfast. There
Bed
you go.
and
No,
breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. Bed and breakfast. Damn
There's
it.
a bed and breakfast that we stay in Norwich, and he knows the exact house.
I know exactly where it is. Right on Route 12 in Norwich. I know exactly where it is.
Yep.
And like I said, that's why I think, why I wanted to come up and meet is like, dude, you're literally in my area, and this is where you were talking. It's like, this is home, and I grew up in this area. So, yeah.
Yep. My sister-in-law's up in Plymouth. She's got a horse farm up there. And next time we head up that way, I will hit you up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take you to, it won't be as good as that diner. I'll tell you that much. It definitely won't be as good as that diner, but it'll be close.
Oh, so now you're saying a New York breakfast isn't as good?
Not as good as that
go ahead
one.
and eat
Not
them
in this
fucking words
area,
now,
anyways.
dude. Eat those words now, dude.
Yeah, Great. Now we're going to have people jumping here.
She's got a bunch of rescues.
Careful. People be wanting to jerk your horses off like Chris's. Oh, I love it, the internet. I really do.
So tomorrow I am going to try and get out and do a moto vlog on the Harley. I got a new camera that just came in. That's not it. I don't know where the fuck it is, but I got a new GoPro. It's the GoPro 13.
Woodrow's like a two-motor. Yeah, you got a point. Woodrow's got a point. You don't have the Boston accent.
I
and
don't.
I'm from central New York, where I park my car down on the corner.
I can park the car on the curb if I have to, but I don't park the car too often, I'm going to try and get out on the Harley and do some, just try and catch some peeping, but shit hasn't changed around here.
Here it's starting. About 2 weeks ago, it started to change. It'll hit peak probably in 2 weeks. It'll hit peak here, but it's been dry too. But then last week we finally got some rain, so it greened it up a little bit. But yeah, it's 2 weeks. It'll be peak here.
Woodrow's calling us AI now. I don't know.
Now the thing going your way, it's like going uphill, but it's not like Adirondack going uphill. Here, like you hit Tug Hill Plateau, you're going uphill. It's kind of neat how the whole Northeast kind of operates. Like the Catskills, you get into that area, you're in mountains. You're in gorges and valleys.
Yeah, it's so if I get out by the Berkshires, it's not like huge mountainous area. The Berkshires are not that big.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get out as far as Mount Greylock, which is the most northeast or northwest corner of the state, by North Adams and stuff. That's up there a ways.
Okay.
And you can actually see on a clear day, you can almost see Boston.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Okay.
all the way across the state on a clear day, but
Okay.
those days
That's
don't
kind of-
happen very often.
Like there's certain spots outside of Oneida that are like that. You can look out over Oneida Lake and almost see Syracuse. It's beautiful up that way. But that's elevated as well for this state. Never stationed in. No, I was never stationed in. I look familiar because I look like Todd. We're all bald.
Well, you look
All
like about
bald
90% of the
dudes look
guys.
familiar. Us bald guys look familiar. No, I was never in Germany. Did 2 years in Korea and a year and a half in lovely, hateful Fort Sill.
Fucking Woodrow trying to stir the shit up here. Yeah, that's a Magic Gathering card. Maybe I'll see Todd up there on top of the mountain. Highly doubt it, because I don't think he could get up there. Not even driving.
Wrong.
Because he keeps telling people, "Oh, come to my house and see what happens." Why would I want to?
Yeah, why? Judging from how Kentucky is, I'm not driving to Kentucky. I know, I'm just not doing it. I'll stay right here and deal with New Yorkers. Just not doing it.
But he did say he'd beat the brakes off me.
What does that mean? Are they fresh brakes? Are they used brakes? I have questions now. This is the thing. I don't even know what that means. Beat the brakes off of you? What does that even mean?
It's like pissing in somebody's ass. I don't know what that means.
I have to admit, I chuckle every time Jeff plays.
He said that was a common phrase used by the military. Really?
No, I've never heard that phrase.
What military?
Never heard that phrase. I'm gonna piss in your ass. Like what?
It's a good way to get a punch in the face. You say some shit like that, you might get tuned up.
See that I've heard, but I've never ever heard I'll piss in your ass or somebody should piss in my ass.
Yeah, really. Drum or disc brakes? I don't know which. All I know is he said he was going to beat him off of me, and I hope he wasn't talking about something else. Or maybe he wants to piss in my ass. I don't know.
What if you got air brakes?
Yeah.
Who knows? See? Speaking of stupid air brakes, I hated them in the military. We had 40-foot goosenecks, right, for our dozers and whatnot to move around. Yeah, you'd be going along, and all of a sudden your back dually's locked up because some air hose decided not to work correctly, and you had to pull over and beat on the brakes to get it to unlock. I remember that stupid shit. Tom,
Yeah, I'd do that right after I told him he needed to stand up when he was talking to me.
Well, did you see the little clip I posted in the group chat? I'm a sergeant. And it's like, shut the fuck up,
Oh yeah,
specialist.
we can play
I'm a
that.
sergeant. I was like, yeah,
Hold
that's
on, we can
Todd.
play that. Let me see. Let me see if I
Oh,
can
that was
find.
funny because
That was
I could
hilarious.
see
But
there's a
you know,
drug sergeant going off on a specialist.
where is that? I'm trying to find it.
No, it was funny. Like I said, I'm surprised you didn't tell him to at the fucking.
I don't know. There's an awful lot of fucking shit in here right at the moment.
Look who just
Oh,
showed
there
up
it
in
is.
the
There it is.
chat,
There it is.
stroking my wood. Outstanding.
All right, let's do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Come on, you can do this. I'm somewhat technically savvy to a point.
To a point.
To a point.
Scotto!
So this would have been Todd, his section sergeant talking to him.
This is funny.
This definitely would have been him.
Alignment fucking sergeant, you're special. Shut the fuck up. I am disrespect. Get the fuck out of here. Alignment fucking sergeant, you're special. Shut the fuck up. I am tired of disrespect.
Yeah, tired of the disrespect.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Tired of the disrespect.
I can only imagine. I mean, it was getting bad when I retired in 2011. But
What?
you know,
What
back
goes
in
through
the
my
day, if a sergeant, when I was a PFC or a specialist, if a sergeant told me to do something, I just went and did it.
Yeah,
I
just
kept my
went and did
yap
it.
shut.
Yeah.
These fucking guys now, it's like, well, why? Why do I have to do it?
See, I got into it with a couple NCOs, but they were brand new E5s. You know, they were in our E4 Mafia ranks. Then they got promoted and it went straight to their head where, you know, I understand we had to respect them, but you don't treat us like shit. You know, he's now dropping us for the simplest, stupidest shit, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, we butted heads until, you know, our staff sergeant came in and be like, you over there, you over here, you stop it. You know, the section sergeant had to come in and break it up. Stupid shit. But yeah, it was we, you know, especially as an E4, we just went and did it. However it got done, nobody cared. As long as it got done.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I saw that coming. Some of the bullshit, you know, why? Why do I have to do it? Why? Why? Shut
Well,
the fuck up and do it because I
Yeah.
told you to.
Well, my buddy Thompson said that. You know, the guy I told you about the other day. It's like he retired as a first sergeant out of Drum, and that's why he got out. Is because the soldiers weren't soldiers anymore. You know, they weren't that. You know, and changing so you know in 20 years it changed so much. He's like, I got to get out. I'm tired of it. I just, you know, you tell somebody to do something and they won't do it.
Yeah.
Well, he told me one day they were doing, you know, everybody does barracks inspections, you know, and it was always, I remember you, when a first sergeant stepped in, you go at ease. You know, any senior NCO, when you stepped into the room, you know, you yell at ease. They weren't even doing that. He stepped in once, twice into a room just to like, hey, I'm here, you know, respect the diamond, you know. They weren't even doing that anymore. Is that Sherry? Hi, Sherry. Sorry, we're doing roll call now. Glock, loaded.
Shut the fuck up. We're not doing roll call.
We can make this a whole nother hour.
We're not
hour
fucking
straight,
doing roll
shit.
call. Shut the fuck up. Where did that go? I was trying to. There was that little short video clip of the harp. I wanted to show that because that thing is freaking amazing.
It was a pain in the ass to build. I'm going to tell you that much because it's essentially a box, right? It's a sound box. And oh, look at that! I wonder where the hell that came from.
So this is the kind of craftsmanship that Stan does. Not in tune.
No, it is not. I am not a tuner. I can do a lot of things, but I cannot tune a harp. I don't know if you can hear it.
But pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff.
The thing with building a harp, it's a box, right? Obviously, it's a box, but it's also at an angle. It's not standing up straight. It's actually at a 22-degree angle sitting back. And then you're taking that, so now you've got an angle, and then you're putting another angle with an arc with an arch. And that was the hard part, is trying to make everything connect and look decent at the same time, you know. And that was the hard part, is putting the arm and the pillar together to make it look decent onto the board, you know, onto the soundboard. And that again, that is solid cherry. That's not a plywood piece either. You know, a lot of the kits that you can see online, it's all plywood. That is not. That is yes, and it's Celtic even. Aha.
Not surprised. Not surprised one bit.
Yes, and Scotto is correct. He was my go-to for when it comes to how do I build this silly, stupid thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a dirty hippie throwing shade out there. They make a lot of shit things look halfway decent. It's called polishing a turd.
That's right. If you polish a turd, it's still a turd,
Still
but
a
it's a
turd.
shiny one. Grumpy Vet's looking for a gun cabinet.
I can do that. How
Oh,
big?
that's not it. That's it. No, I have never been to Camp Atterbury.
I don't even know where that is.
Yeah, I don't even know where it is. I've heard of it before. But I have never been to Atterbury.
I don't even know where that is. Well, see, that was
There's
the
a-
thing, like Todd, he said he was in Korea from what, 89 to 90 must be, right? But he never says what camp. And they're all camps in Korea. They're not like forts here, you know, they're all camps. So what camp were you at, dude? You know, like you and I were both at Camp Humphreys for a bit. So what camp, you know, and he had to been second ID at the DMZ. So I'm trying to think what was it? It had been what, Red Cloud, Carroll, right on the DMZ to do patrols. See, I don't think he ever says.
No. And he was Cav Scout. He's mechanized Cav Scout.
Okay.
But
that had to have been, I could look that up because I know, because we did heavy weapons training right on the DMZ. And, you know, we spent the night there from Humphreys, but I'm trying to think, you know, I can't remember what the camp was. But yeah, we literally would shoot like the Mark 19 towards the North Koreans, and how they would retaliate at midnight. They would do propaganda across and wake our asses up. That loudspeaker just blaring at midnight.
Shit, when I went south from Humphreys, I went down to Pusan. I was at Hialeah Compound.
Okay.
It wasn't even big enough to be a camp.
Well, that's how Camp Long is. A golf company, Second 52nd, is in Camp Eagle, Camp Long. Yeah, they're like detached from Humphreys, out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like a little mini mart in an airfield. That's it.
The only things that were in Pusan, you had the Port Authority for all the stuff coming and going, and you had the MPs there for town patrol when the Navy had come into town.
Yep.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, Pusan wasn't like Osan or Humphreys. Like Osan had curfew for all of us. And that was meant for the GIs. I loved Osan.
Yeah, midnight to 4 a.m.
Yep. Had to be out the street. We had an E5. One of our motor sergeants got picked up by the SPs. He missed the bus by like 10 minutes. Now your first sergeant's getting called. It was a bunch of junk.
Yeah, I guess now they're not even allowed to go off base.
I think that changed. I'm not sure if it did or not, but you're right. There was a point where there was like curfew where you couldn't go downtown for quite a while. But I think that might have changed with the new command.
Man, I'm sure the on-base steam and cream was getting plenty of business.
Oh man, like I said, I remember when we got, you got on lockdown. You couldn't go off post. All the beer in the vending machine was gone in 24 hours. It was just sold out. That's goes to test you how alcoholic we were. But OB Green, like piss water.
Yeah, Untrackable got a curfew violation on Christmas in Suwon.
Dude.
And I'm sure it was worth every bit of it.
Sometimes, I would make with deals with my platoon sergeant. I was like I know the country back and forth, but I want a weekend pass. He's like, all right, deal. Just don't tell anybody. That was the beauty of being an E4 and then being in country for an additional year. You knew the ins and outs of how to get to places and what, just deal with the locals.
I got to put this motherfucker in his place. No, they're not. You got Air Cav. You got Air Cav. 1st 17th Air Cav. 82nd Airborne. Bite it, bitch.
You want to know
So you do have Air Cav.
You want to know what the beauty about all you high speed, low drag, airborne, air assault, Cav units? Y'all love the engineers because we love to dig your little dirt, fighting positions for you. Yeah. Oh no, the engineers here. Yay! Joey knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Used to love that. 6 Cav there in Korea. They're on the bus raising hell and tell you. I go, yeah, but I'm the guy that dug your holes last week. Like, you're that guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm the only one here on post. We're gonna take care of you tonight. That's how it worked. Yeah, when I was in from 96 to 98, I was the only engineer on Camp Humphreys. What did that idiot say?
He said they may jump, but they don't hump.
They definitely don't hump. Well, that's the thing. Like, I guess 101st just got activated to go to the Middle East. I saw a report on it.
All right, I'll give them that. Yeah, airplanes are mechanized. All right, yeah.
Not wrong.
They are machines. All right. I got to give Hippie he's quick on the wit with that.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
I remember crew chiefs there for the Chinooks, and it holds for any military equipment. It's not leaking hydraulic oil. Guess what? It's out of hydraulic oil. It's
Don't fly in it. When I went to air assault school, we had to climb up the troop ladder into the back of a Chinook, and as soon as you hit that tailgate ramp, you were
Yeah.
slipping and sliding everywhere.
Right
I'm
there.
surprised more people didn't slide out the back. And
Yeah. And you're not lying, because I remember crew chief, that was his job on the flight, is to maintain, is make sure that thing was still leaking. That was his job.
hey, Lucy in the sky.
Yeah, well, not to be a party pooper, but I'm at 5%. So if I die on out here, that's why. Sorry.
That's all right. We're at a little over an hour anyway, but I just I wanted to get you on here since we have met face to face in person.
We did. It was a lot of fun.
We touched the grass together. We went out and had breakfast, and you
We
were on
broke
your way
bread.
to go
we
give
broke
some
bread,
wood to
man.
Shiz.
Yes, I did.
So he went and dropped off his wood with Shiz. And
It was immaculate. It was glorious wood petting. I'm telling you. If you can handle some wood. That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Just saying.
that's the rumor, and you heard it here. You heard it here first. All right. Next month, not sure what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have to look at F3 and figure out what's going on with the settings over there. Because if I'm going to have guests on, I don't need them to be logging in and doing a bunch of other shit. So I don't know what went on over there.
Hoops and shit.
Try and figure it out. Don't know. But
All right,
I
Tommy,
appreciate
before
everybody
I
coming in
crash,
and finding us over here. And Stan, as always, great having you on, brother. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Always. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, chat. Bye, Top.
We'll see you, Stan. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to end the stream. Next month, we'll be back first Thursday of the month, most likely back on F3 if we can figure out what the issue is. But I'll keep you posted. With that, have yourself a great evening.